How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Good. Great.
Wonderful.
What was that?
Awesome.
Good. One more time.
Spectacular.
We'll try it afterwards. How's that sound? My name is Jason, and today I'll be giving talk number 6, which is Growing in Christ and Renewing the Mind. I know you're all wondering why I have a towel on my shoulder. I normally don't get too nervous talking in front of groups, but for some reason my sweat glands do. So, because I can't tell them not to, it might happen. So, we got the towel. I want to start off. This is a very special weekend for me because my sister's working and my other sister's here. This is going to be tough. I couldn't believe it when they asked me to talk today with my little sister going through and my sister and I both working. At first when they called, I said, yeah, that'd be great. And then I sat down and started thinking about it, and you've got to quit crying. I ask you to sit over there with them. So anyway, then I sat down and started realizing what I had done, and I had lots of thoughts of saying, absolutely not, no way, I'll do it next time. But then I decided there's no way I could do that. If God wanted me to talk today, so be it. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Lamar's, Iowa. Grew up in a Christian home. Always went to church, Sunday school. Went to church, we were always sitting in the front row, which is normally fine, except for some reason, Mom and Dad decided we had to go 5 minutes late every time. So it was like a circus professional going down the aisle. Everybody standing up, singing, clapping for us as we're walking in. But anyway, I did youth group stuff. Actually led a youth group for 1.5 years with another friend of mine. Went on a couple mission trips. And although this was an excellent start in my growth, it wasn't enough to combat society at all, which I didn't realize at the time. Now I'm in high school. I started drinking alcohol, smoking some pot, smoking cigarettes. As if you can't tell, I'm the bigger kid. Bigger kid always usually tries to find something to fit in because everybody wants to fit in. Everybody wants to have friends, and everybody wants to be the person that everybody goes and talks to. Well, I found my outlet with alcohol. I could drink a whole lot and still function, or in other words, make an idiot of myself. And so I drank a lot, and I became very popular in the party scene. Anytime anybody wanted to go party, they gave me a call, and I was always up. Got to college. And started doing coke, not the kind you drink. Not everybody, but a lot of the people that I was around were doing coke in college. Pot just wasn't any fun anymore, neither was drinking, so we started doing coke. Partied all the time. Morning, noon, and night. I remember back in college, going back from lunch, laying down in the room, smoking a little pot, watching Tommy Boy every day. This was great for a while, but then I started running out of money, and running out of money when you have a party reputation is not a good thing. You can't keep up your reputation, and to me that's all I had was my reputation because that's where all my friends were at. I figured if I didn't have my reputation, then I wouldn't have anybody. I was always the guy that if you had a problem, they'd always start fights and then they'd come crying to me for help, and I always go help bail them out. But anyway, that just wasn't doing it. I needed money somehow, so at the time I thought I was in the right place at the right time. It ended up being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I got involved with a drug ring from south of the border. I'm not talking about south of Iowa, Missouri. A drug ring down in Mexico. all I had to do was go beat people up for money. I was what they call the enforcer. When I showed up at your door, that means they tried getting paid. You didn't pay them, so they sent us to collect the money, whether it be for drugs or a loan or a bet. Any debt you had, they sent us in. And I made a lot of money traveling around big cities, up to Minneapolis and Kansas City and Denver and all over, beating people up for money. Which, I'm not a hateful person by nature, so doing that, it led to a lot more drug abuse, a lot more coke. I had to drown my pain somehow. In 2000, I was doing nothing but partying in college. It wasn't working out right, so my family decided to start a company. Shortly after they started that, I quit college altogether. I went and worked for them, so I worked for the family, and then I also did some of my enforcing work, just because if anybody knows, owning your own company, you don't make any money at all. So I still had to come up with money somehow. Shortly after this time, I came to my first YA-TEC, which was very interesting, because I had turd 1, 2, and 3 over here that wouldn't take no for an answer. And I remember it vividly. I was laying in bed on Friday morning, and they said, "Get up, let's go." And I said, "No way," because I was coming down at the time. And Mom handed me the phone, and it was Dad, and he said, "You get your butt out of bed and you go to this?" And I said, "No way." He said, "Well, get some friends, have them come over here and get your stuff off the front yard." And I said, "Let's make a deal." I said, "I'll show up. If I want to leave, I'm leaving." That's fine. That's all I had to do. So I showed up on Friday morning with no clothes and no nothing. When they asked for your keys, I didn't have no keys. I was not giving my keys up because I was out of here, as long as I showed up. Long story short, that evening I called home, said I need some clothes, I'm having a blast. So Mom and Dad came up, gave me some clothes, and I swear I heard them mumble the words, "I told you so." But I don't know for sure, but I think it was there somewhere. After I left YA-TEC, you guys are going to leave here with one heck of a high, as everybody does, and that lasted for a little while, but eventually the high left, and society got back to me again, and I was back to my same old ways. I couldn't take any more beating the crap out of people, so I decided to move a step up in the chain, and I decided to become a dealer. So I started dealing drugs of all sorts. Instead of me going up and beating people up, I sent somebody else. 2002, I needed something different. I was getting a lot of static from my parents that I wasn't doing enough work at the company, and part of that was because I was staying up at night, trying to do my other stuff, my social life, plus work. So I decided it would be an excellent idea to start using meth. So 2002, I started using meth 24/7. I'd stay up for a month or two at a time. I'd work during the days for my parents, and then at night I would go party, sell my stuff, stay up all night, end up playing a lot of darts, learn a lot of card games. Believe it or not, my life from 2002 up to about 2004 is really hazy. I don't remember a lot what happened. I know I worked another YA-TEC. I can't tell you which one. I can't tell you what we did there. My sister was asking me at the teen weekend, and I can't remember anything. I remember Bernie, I remember Andy, I remember making up a lot of songs about bowel movements. But besides that, that's about where the memories stop. During this time, I do remember I did a lot of bad things to a lot of people. A lot of bad things to my family. A lot of bad things to myself. And to women.